listening to Art Bell Somewhere in Time on Premier Radio Networks. Tonight, an encore presentation of Coast to Coast AM from September 23rd, 1997.
Good morning, everybody. David is working on the hum. A lot of you don't hear it at all, which is good. Kind of depends on the bass response of the radio that you have. But I'm heartened to hear that, and so I guess we're going to be okay. Anyway, the storms are coming. Months and months and months and months ago, we talked about the changing weather. Now the major media is all over it. Satellites are whizzing around looking at it. People are taking ocean temperatures. Fish are moving north. I could go on and detail what's going on, but one thing is clear. The weather is changing. Blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. Fact of the matter is, there are going to be some big storms rolling our way. Did you see what is occurring off the Baja coast? Yikes. Now, back to David Oates in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska. David?
Hi, sir. By the skin of my teeth. We have rushed downstairs. I rewired all my equipment, and I can't hear any hum. You tell me.
It's a lot better.
Right, okay.
Mucho better. All right. David, give everybody a little idea of what reverse speech is, because there are always new listeners, and they're sitting there saying, what? Reverse what? What's this all about?
Right, I totally understand where they're coming from. Well, essentially, my theory is that the process of spoken communication is twofold. As the human brain is constructing the sounds of speech, it's putting those sounds together in such a way that we're delivering two messages at the same time. One is forwards from the conscious mind, and one is in reverse from the unconscious. I maintain this is a natural function of language. All of us are receiving the reversals of everyone else every time that we speak. It's an unconscious form of communication. Now, the way we study this is by quite literally recording human speech and running that speech backwards. And once every 10 or 15 seconds, embedded amongst the sounds of the backwards gibberish, you can hear these very clear and precise English phrases that my research shows is what the person is thinking and feeling at the time of speaking. And this has been a 14-year research project of mine. It is all I have done for the last 14 years, and I really only went public with this last year for the first time in a major way, and I think your program was one of the very first programs I ever went on with this. And since that time, we've had quite a few adventures, the most significant of which is our house burning down. Our home and offices were burned to the ground 6 months ago. I think by someone who was being very threatened by this technology, which is literally has the power of accessing the totality of human thought. Whatever you are thinking and feeling at the time of speaking is embedded backwards into the sounds of your speech.
All right, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When you meet somebody, and I think almost everybody has experienced this, you meet somebody and you talk to them for a few minutes and you take an immediate dislike to them.
Right.
Which you really can't identify exactly why you dislike them, but it's almost immediate. It's just a feeling. It doesn't come from anything they directly said forward.
Right.
But immediately you're on guard and you don't like them. Now, I wonder if there is a subliminal communication going on between two people.
That is most definitely correct. My research shows that a lot of our very initial impressions of someone are directed by the reversals that they are delivering. I've actually got a classic example of this. There was a caller on your Area 51 line last week, or the week before last, the second day you were taking calls.
Yes.
And you were quite upset at this man, and he was, you'll hear it when I play, I can't think which one he was. He came on after Steve on the second day, and you did not believe he knew anything about Area 51, and you got quite upset at this man.
I remember.
And he gave two very powerful reversals in the first couple of minutes of speaking to you that were really quite a direct insult salt. And we will play them, and you will actually hear that happen. And it's quite interesting to note that your tone of conversation with this man changed very dramatically once he had delivered these two reversals.
Okay.
So, and we'll look at that after. Unless you want to play them right now.
Oh, no, I thought that's what you were setting up to do.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can set that up. I had a trend I was going to go to here, but no, we can set that one up right now, and so I will do that while I'm.
Let's do that one. You've got me interested. You did the whole setup, so I might as well go ahead and hear it.
We will go and do exactly that. And while I'm setting this up, I mentioned my house fire recently that we had 6 months ago. Strange Universe has just finished doing an intensive investigation into the whole house fire, and they will be airing a special on that tomorrow night on Strange Universe.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's a 7-minute story. It's one of the longest stories they have ever done, and they interviewed private investigators and fire officials. And
so, in other words, we'll get to see the whole story tomorrow night.
You'll get to see the whole story tomorrow night, including footage of the fire and the house after the fire. It's a very dramatic piece.
Okay.
So here is this caller, and I'm going to play the first section forwards.
All right. One of the men I answered to was Thomas Moran. Are you familiar with Thomas Moran?
And the very first reversal here says, "Is this man an enemy?" And I don't know whether that's directed towards you or towards Thomas Moran, but either way, we've got that aggressive type reversal.
This man enemy. This man enemy.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, is this man an enemy?
Correct, and we'll do it one more time.
This man enemy.
And then the second reversal is even more aggressive than this. And as soon as the second reversal is delivered, your whole tone begins to change. And we'll run this forwards now.
Yeah, you know all those signs, and you're aware of all these signs. You know, deadly force will be used if you go beyond this perimeter. And yes.
A very aggressive reversal. We all use Nazi love.
We all use Nazi love. We all use Nazi love.
And again.
We all use Nazi love.
We all use Nazi love.
Nazi love, and he's talking forwards about the protection and the force that supposedly takes place in this area 51. So I think he's getting into that whole thought pattern, and there's a conspiratorial type tone to his voice and the whole way he's speaking, and I can certainly see how he would have gotten your backup. But is this man an enemy? And we all use Nazi love are two very direct attacking reversals. So, and then your whole tone in the interview shifted fairly dramatically. And let me play you the next reversal on you. This is right at the very end, and I've got several reversals on you this time. You asked me last time to.
I did. I said, yeah, go ahead and reverse me.
Okay.
Which operates a subsidiary in New York called the Council on Foreign Relations. Oh, here we go.
There you go. Oh, here we go. And you obviously meant that, because backwards you say exactly the same thing. Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
You hear that?
Yes, I do.
And let's run that forwards and backwards.
Oh, here we go.
And backwards?
Oh, here we go.
There we go. So,
at least I'm congruent.
You were very congruent in this particular case. And in point of fact, most of your reversals were quite congruent. I have a couple of questions over some of them, which when we play them, perhaps you can help me solve some of my mystery.
I'd just love to, if it's me.
Okay. Let's getting right along with this. Before we move on to Area 51, we have a whole bunch of other stuff I want to play, and I want to have a quick look at Bill Clinton, and a reversal I found on him the other day that really quite threw me, and I'm just going to simply play